Logan, when did you start to feel the stiffness in the forearm tonight?
I felt it a little bit warming up, just never really went away. Sometimes you just get going, it feels a little better. Tonight just didn't really.
What was the conversation like with Dan and KT to kind of come to the conclusion that it was best to come out of the game?
I was talking to the trainers just throughout and trying to stay loose and stuff like that. It didn't really get like a ton worse, which is good. Just a little tight, and Dan was just adamant about trying to do its best and hopefully nothing serious and long season and that kind of stuff. Just hate putting the team in a situation like that. Casey doing what he does, really appreciate that, but feels like a game we definitely could have and should have won. I just feel like not really much I can do, but just put the team in a really tough spot right there.
Did you try to make a case to Dan to give it another go out there in the fourth?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always going to want to go back out, but they always try to do what's best for us, what's smartest in the long run. I was trying to see just if I could go back out and throw some warm-up pitches, just see how I felt, but they didn't think it was a good idea, probably for the best in the long run.
Have you experienced anything like this in the past?
Yeah, at times. Sometimes early in the year, I feel like there's just a hump you kind of got to get over, and I felt like I was almost at that point. There's been little bumps and bruises, and April can be tough as you just get some stressful pitches, get over the hump. So it's nothing too crazy concerning, but it usually goes away. It just didn't really go away.
You mentioned feeling it warming up tonight. In all of the work that you do leading up to a start, was there any indication that there was something there?
I mean, this last week or two, I was taking it really easy. Just like I said, trying to get over the hump. Nothing crazy out of the norm. Usually on start day, you get some adrenaline, you feel good, and goes away. And like I said, just didn't really get to that point.
Are you having some imaging done? Have you already had some imaging done?
Whatever they suggest. I think there's going to be maybe some kind of testing tomorrow, but just kind of follow their lead on that one.
Aside from, velocity on the fastball, did you notice the tightness affect any of your secondary pitches or anything?
We didn't throw a splitter tonight. Just, didn't think it was a great idea. I think the slider actually felt pretty good, maybe the best. So that's, if there's anything to be optimistic about, that I didn't really feel anything on the slider. The fastball, it's a little tight. Tried to kind of get on one here or there just to test it out, and didn't really help the situation. So that's how it goes.
This workhorse identity has been yours dating back to your college days, really. Is there anyone that you can lean on, or resources that you can use? This is sort of uncharted waters for you, right?
Yeah, that part's tough. I don't want to make it like a pity party about myself, but I take a lot of pride in that. It's kind of how I want to be known, eating innings and being dependable and being healthy. You can't control all that, but I've been healthy and never really came out of a start. I think this is the first one I came out, so like I said, it's not all about me, but it's kind of tough to first time. It's kind of tough, but I got a lot of faith. God's got a plan. I trust in that. I think it'll be all right. I think it could be a lot worse. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right. Thanks, Logan.
Obviously tough one tonight. Logan with a little forearm stiffness, and know a lot more about that tomorrow. Casey Lawrence, I thought, did what he does and gave us a chance to, kind of reset the bullpen and pitched, like he does. Offensively, a couple of home runs tonight and tried to sneak back in that game they fought back, but just a tough one all around.
And what's your level of concern with Logan?
We'll just know more tomorrow, I think. Just stiffness. So we'll just see how it all turns out tomorrow.
When did you realize maybe something was off, or did he talk to you directly?
Yeah, we talked as a group, and there was just some stiffness in the first couple innings. So, again, there's no reason to push it, and we'll know more tomorrow.
Will he get an MRI tomorrow? Is that what you guys are?
We'll know more tomorrow. Yeah.
Just what has he meant to you guys? We obviously know how consistent he's been, but just the workhorse ability and longer term, how he's able to eat innings and just pitch deep into games.
Yeah, over 200 last year, just a tremendous season for him, and you're right, gave us 6-7 every time out. All-star season for him last year. Obviously, this is he's a guy at the top of your staff and does what a guy up there does, and we're obviously hoping that things turn out well.
Was that desire to save the bullpen part of the thought process behind having Lawrence come back out for the 8th?
Yeah, I think we were trying to get through there as long as we could, and Casey continued to battle for us, and they were able to get to him there in that 8th, but it was just a great job all around for Case, and continuing to. You can't say more about the job and what Casey's meant to us, and great job again tonight.
Just in that 6, obviously rough break for you guys, had that error, and then the 6 runs after that. Just how do you kind of, keep the team really focused on getting back in it, even when it starts to kind of steamroll like that?
Well, these guys, that's what they do. They come back, and that's what they did tonight again. Just a chance to come back and try to make it close, and you got to credit them for getting on base, and then Polo with the big homer. That's what these guys are so good at. We see it time and time again, and tonight was another great job there.
In the 6th there with Williamson starting it off with the leadoff single, we're starting to get back in. Again, another piece of 2-strike hitting there, where pitchers are starting to looks like attack him a little lower in the zone now. What have you seen him make as far as an adjustment there?
Yeah, the league, will adjust to you pretty quickly, and I thought that was just another outstanding at bat. Got a pitch, down below the zone, and just kind of stayed right through it and hit it right back up the middle. It was a really nice piece of hitting to get that thing rolling. And he just, continues to put good at-bats together, and that's what we've seen from him all along.